What's going on, catchers? Listen, Terrence Howard says you must protect your man card at any given moment, at any time. What is he talking about? Your manhood. Every man needs to protect that. This is really unfortunate. I'm going to say allegedly, but this was in an interview. And I'm reading from the Tribune online, but I also seen the interview on YouTube. Terrence Howard claims that Diddy made unwanted advances, okay? And this is nothing new. We've been hearing about Hollywood, you know, men, women going through such violations, being forced to get undressed, or this young girl is so eager to make it in Hollywood and afraid of, oh my gosh, am I going to get this job? Even though this person sees how frightened I am. Same thing for young men or even older men, you know. Allegedly, Terry Crews, this big, muscle bound, tall, black man, was violated in his adult life. Okay. Um, and someone just grabbed him. And that is a violation. I don't care who you are, male, female. If it's keep your hands to yourself. Well, apparently, child, Terrence Howard said, um, Puffy invited me for weeks, Howard said, referring to Diddy's insistence that he needed help with acting. However, the sessions never involved any rehearsals or scripts. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me, Howard recalled. The situation reportedly escalated when Diddy requested to hear Howard's music um, instead of focusing on acting, prompting concern from Howard's assistant. My assistant was like, I think he's trying to F you. That's what his assistant apparently said, allegedly. He stated that he cut ties with Diddy shortly afterward, saying he refuses to compromise his values. I've lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way, Howard added. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. Howard's statements surfaced amid growing legal trouble for Diddy. On April 4th, federal prosecutors added two more charges: sex trafficking and transportation for prostitution to an existing case against the Bad Boy Records founder. You know, it's just it's kind of like also, how do you sift through truth? How do you find the truth? Because there is lots of truth, allegedly, and then there's some people that are getting on the bandwagon, and some people were found to be lying about these being violated or being trafficked, or so this is going to be an interesting trial. I found out today that victim one, which is Cassie, she is going to testify, apparently, allegedly. She is not afraid. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. She's not afraid. She's like, listen, she's going to do this. She's going to get on the stand and testify. And if those things happen to her, you know what? God bless her. I hope she's getting all of um, the necessary, you know, therapy, because in that thick document, just the little part of it that I read was horrific, you know. So, and this is Cassie, his ex girlfriend, also a music artist in the industry. And she was with him about a decade. Um, Apparently, she suffered violence. And, well, you saw this video that was released last year. You saw him at a hotel, like literally, he was in a robe, like no, a towel draped over him, excuse me. And he was literally beating her down the hallway and dragging her. It was just, that to me is, that alone you should go under the jail for that. Um, but then again, I've been looking into what some people are saying, that all this started, this snowball effect of getting him, this witch hunt, because he was fighting for his financial rights with this big major liquor company. And we all know, when you go against the big machine, the powers that be, they can and they will make your life a living hell. It's the truth. Not saying that what Diddy has done throughout his life does not warrant him some sort of accountability or some sort of justice, or some sort of justice for victims, or, if there are, more than one victim other than Cassie. Because apparently there have been male escorts that were violated by him. I mean, it's just allegedly. My first thought are his children. Some of his children, their mother passed. Beautiful woman, Kim Porter. Um, and now their dad is away at prison. So I pray for those kids. And even the children that have their moms, I pray for them too, because their father is, in prison. They don't have access to him physically. So that is part of it, is sad. However, if he has done all of these horrific things, then he needs to pay. Um, if he only did some of these things, they need to sift through the truth, get to the heart of it. And again, I pray for the victims. Um, you know, Other than Cassie, if they are there, I pray that they feel like they get justice, help, some sort of settlement, something. You're never going to be 100% completely satisfied, because when you're violated, harmed, emotionally, verbally, physically, there's not enough money in the world that can take away the pain, you know? Um, so that's the sad part. But getting back to Terrence Howard, uh, hats off to you, brother, because you've heard that a lot of men have been over to get that money. Now, I want to play devil's advocate for a minute. And I think I've said this before, things have gotten out of control financially. Eggs is high. And I'm going to ask, okay, I'm serious now. I know I'm laughing. I'm being facetious right now. The dimples are out, right? Um, what would you do? What would you do? We have this person in office. He's the leader of the free world right now, and he is firing people. He is really taking away jobs because he is a humongous idiot. And it's really sad. That part is not funny. But if you are a person that was looking for a lick, a come up, what would you do right now? All that is happening, just such turmoil. You might have lost your job, or you just going through, or you have a 9 to 5 like me going through it. Okay. What would you do? Would you bend over? What would you do? Because I don't look down on sex workers or anyone that is in a financial crunch. Would you do anything strange for some change? I'm just saying, everything is high. Okay. I'm just saying. What would you do? Like I said, hats off to Terrence Howard. you know, all fairness, all jokes aside, I commend any person that stands on business and say, hey, I got a boundary, I got a limit, I have integrity, I will take the long way. But what would you do? What would you do if someone offered you to change your life? Is it worth you changing who you are to be fine for years to come? What if it was maybe $10 million? What would you do? Would you bend over for that part? With that contract? Just saying, what would you do? Please drop in a comment. I'm curious. But I'm just playing devil's advocate right now. I'm curious to hear the answers of people. But anyway, family, click the subscribe button. Okay. Comment about this. Wow, my dimples are really dimpling today. Sometimes they come out really like dimplified. Um, but yes, let me know, okay? Let me know. Happy Monday evening. Um, I thank you, my day ones. Thank you for supporting me always. Thank you for staying, okay? Not leaving me. I love you guys. Thank you.